Okay. Let me see. Let me see. All right. While we're at it, we had Kanye West. I don't even know if I can open his Twitter anymore. Look at what they put on Kanye West. Oh, they actually let me open it. Pause. So this is Kanye West. Kanye West actually tweeted, I don't give a fuck about what you've learned and retained from textbooks. What? They hide his post, so I can't see everything. I thought he apologized to Drake. He did. All right, let me just go to Instagram. Kanye's posts are heavily censored, and I guess that's a way that Elon Musk is staying on his good side. You know, Elon Musk is staying on Kanye's good side by not suspending him, but heavily reducing the viewership of it, where it's almost impossible for you to find some of these tweets that people say are problematic. And I think Elon does care about Kanye's opinion of him because he's not doing anything to fuck with Kanye that Kanye could lash out at him, right? So these are the tweets. So Kanye says, I saw a video of Drake walking through his house and showing he had a library of rhyme books. And man, I wish I could have seen and remembered this when my jealousy overtook me. I love Drake. I'm going to say this. When I die, I need you to speak at my funeral. I thought there was another clip or another tweet. My bad. So anyway, he basically said jealousy overtook him. And that's why he felt like that about Drake. And he apologized to Drake. He's just like, yo, I'm sorry. I want you, I love you, and I want you to speak at his funeral whenever he dies. Obviously, I look at this and I'm like, yo, we've all known Kanye's jealousy of Drake, right? Kanye, back in a Kanye interview, Breakfast Club, Drake. He mentioned Drake in like this old ass interview. Let me see if I can bring it up. Let's see. I think it was here. Was it this? And he was just talking about how this is before Drake started dissing him about him going into fashion. And hey, well, how can I find it? Let me go to YouTube with it. The point is this. Kanye has always had this animosity for Drake. And it's kind of interesting and odd because I believe that Kanye has always been the person to compete. But with Drake, I felt like he tried to compete and he felt like he just couldn't keep up. And rather than keep competing, he just started hating. I think this is, he talks about
Drake.
He's
a nice guy. Right. And also I felt like, and we're going to
but you can do it on your own. You got to
show you that this is the Hunger Games.
Hold on.
The president of Fade.
That I ain't at live like Drake every week. And when I hear language, I'm like, man.
Okay, this is where it is. I've had this conversation with some people. I won't say who. But when they had basically expressed to me some of these people who have issues with them, it's not necessarily that Drake fucked their wives or the love of their life. It was just that what Drake embodies, and even that hating ass nigga Ebro when he says Drake is a sickness, Drake embodies something that sometimes these guys don't or probably haven't done in a while. Like, even with Kanye speaking about Drake here, he's speaking about Drake living this almost lifestyle of hitting the clubs, doing this and third, which by the way he could do, but that's not Ye. And I don't know if I'm explaining it right. But let me just have him speak.
They be acting like I ain't me. At the end of the day, everything you see over the past 10 years in music, that's a piece of me. I have influenced all of that. That's a piece of me. And right now, my focus like that, I ain't at live like Drake every week. And when I hear language, I'm like, man, I love that. If he had wrote that for me, I would have said.
Okay, I think I have a better way to say it. I think a lot of jealousy that comes for Drake, and I actually will include Kendrick from this. I include even Meek Mill for this. I think for artists, they were very happy to see Drake get exposed for ghostwriting, because the way how you see probably a Kendrick that toil over creating material and creating top tier work, you can't do everything. If you're gonna be that guy creating that type of material work, you can't be the guy in the club all the time. You can't be the guy who's fucking all the hottest girls. You can't be the guy who's at the courtside at every game. You got to lock in. You got to put focus to it. And there's a lot of people who I think they've watched Drake kind of like live like this life, and they're like, he's cheating the game. Yo, it's crazy that he's getting so much props, but he's cheating the fucking game. Like, he doesn't have to fucking sit here and work on a project in some random studio just day in, day out, looking scruffy. He's constantly in the clubs. He's constantly doing these things. And shit, we look inferior to him, so let's expose him. So we're going to let people know he's getting help on his songs. That's why he could do all these things. Because, like, the idea of, like, ghostwriters might seem for some people who are purists, like, what the fuck? Like, why can't you just create yourself? But then you realize that, number one, artists do run out of ideas. You know, they do get creativity block. And then when you get to the point, like, to be the guy, and I was saying this about Kendrick before, right? When people are now talking about what it is to be the guy, and everything that Kendrick in Euphoria said he hated about Drake, for him to fully be that guy, you can't pop out once a year. That's not going to work. The hip-hop audience have an insatiable appetite towards content and towards seeing the people they like. They don't want to see their number one rapper twice a year. They want to see that person living a real life. They want to see that person, like, whether subconsciously or not, being with the baddest chicks, especially if their music is like that. Their music is about that, right? And when you think about all these other artists, like Kendrick Lamar, like, do you ever see Kendrick popping up to courtside games? He's married already, or not married, but he's in a relationship. He's not going to be with a hot, like, he's not. I think that that's a prototypical point of, if you're trying to be this overexposed, mainstream type of lit person that also makes the best music. I think that's where some of the jealousy comes from. And that's where I think you hear Kanye, who I believe is just one of the most honest people. And yes, he's jealous, but anything that Kanye says about Drake, I think Kendrick feels the same. I feel Kendrick has felt, yo, look at this guy. He gets to parade around as this and third and masquerade as that, but he's not as pure as an artist as me. Look at all the shots that Kendrick used to take at Drake. It was always kind of like trying to separate himself from Drake, saying, no, I'm the realer person. No, you both rap really good. Whether you like Kendrick Lamar as a rapper or Drake more as a rapper, like, they're like 1 and 1A. They're really close in terms of ability. And if anybody here thinks it's night and day in between Drake rapping and Kendrick rapping, all right, you're just a dick rider on either side. But they're really close. But what's not close is all the other things that get done while still being that guy. It's like, imagine a guy, like, imagine the Olympics, and Usain Bolt, who's like the best runner, was also the best at pole vaulting. He was the best at the shit where they go like this and throw it. He was the best at hurdles. He was the best at other shit. And then after a while, you're like, you kind of feel away, because not only is he competing with you at what you're best at, he's competing with other people at what they're best at. You start feeling like, well, I look lesser. I look way more lesser than this nigga if there's not an explanation of what he does or why he's doing other shit compared to me, right? And I think Kanye is more honest. That's why, again, let's listen to Kanye.
Language, I'm like, man, I love a piece of me. And right now, my focus like that, I ain't at live like Drake every week. And when I hear language, I'm like, man, I love that. You know, if he had wrote that for me, I would have said it. But do I feel that way? Nah, I feel like what I'm saying on Bound 2. I feel like what I'm saying on New Slaves. And that may or may not connect with people on the same level as Worst Behavior. It's Drake's season now. It's happening. You've seen Jay have his season. You've seen Kanye have his season. And now it's Drake's season. That's the reality. But I got a season in this product. I'm the Tupac of product. You gonna see I'm better than Ralph Lauren. You gonna see.
Okay, this was that angry interview. This was from 2013, by the way. Let me play the one from 2015 when he came back up there. This is right after Pablo. He's talking about Drake. Let's find
The other day, like, I went to dinner and sat down with Taylor Swift, right? And ironically, they were like playing the Beck album. I think so.
Rights of rich people.
Yeah, I think it's the rights of everyone. You know, I like the two things at once. I like the physical attraction.
Amber said
You know
Kim
what I'm
was
saying?
sending you naked pictures while y'all was together, though.
The Any magazine cover. He had all type of ideas in there. Like Dame is like 6 hours a day, and it's funny is because when I first sat with Tiger, like me and Vert for, it's the youth and the OGs have to come together.
I also saw you say when you was at the backstage at the Grammys, you said you didn't want to speak too much because you didn't want to jeopardize your clothing line. But a lot of people don't like.
It's just a beautiful story about a beautiful soul that's very. Oh yeah, we definitely, yeah. You know, I'm always gonna talk about what's going on, like Marvin Gaye would say. It's definitely gonna be in there.
How much of this album is?
This is a barbershop question. Does Beyonce and Kim have a problem?
It happening.
I'm trying to
Holding me down when I'm in New York. I'm doing a rap group, but we all owe hip hop, and I believe that I do have the ability. That I believe that I'm gonna be the head of the first $1 trillion company, and 100%. When I get to that point, you know what I'm saying.
So you did name your daughter after Nori.
No.
Humble, and now you're just like humble as can be.
My heart of exactly. By the way, my opinion from some.
So I think it's the wrong interview. It was a Kanye interview. He was talking about wolves. Kanye interview wolves Drake. He was talking about wolves. I remember that. I don't know if I can find it, but he was kind of really honest. He was just like, "Yo, this guy Drake at this moment is doing some shit that I don't know if I can find it. I probably can't find it."
Jay and Chloe, take the E look.
Yeah, I probably can't find it. Anyway, like, again, there's something about, and I think I've said this before, and people are like, yo, Ak, you're wildin'. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, these guys are saying it themselves. Like, they all have money. They all have this fame. They're all talented in their own way. But I do think there is a few things about, like, Drake's run, or just Drake himself, that do have people feeling slightly jealous. You get what I'm saying? It's a reason why Kanye was, rapping about, having the biggest pool, and, that was like a competition with him and Drake for a bit. And he's at least honest with his jealousy. He's like, I saw a video of Drake walking through his house showing off he had a library of rhyme books. Man, I wish I could have seen and remembered this when my jealousy overtook me. I'm trying to find that. Maybe we could find it to, did I see a documentary that says why Kanye hates Drake? Let's see if we can find it. Okay. All right. We're
Crowds, if they were ready for this album.
Music, like just trying to like
Burning and
Shout out to Trap Lore.
It's okay.
it's rumored to be
Because I told you that if I wasn't in a medicated state, I might have had the thoughts to. I might have thought.
Okay, it's back here.
And the album is called Wolves.
Oh, this
Yeah,
was
so
it was that.
and that's what happened. Me and Jay started talking about Watch the Throne, and Drake went and did all the records with Wayne and did the tour, and we never did it. But I just went out and put it in the ether. I put it out in the world. Yeah, I asked him, and we talked about it, and he said, yeah, we was gonna do it. And actually, he was sending beats back and forth. I got this one record with Young Thug that I think we're gonna put on Rihanna album.
And not long after that, Kanye admitted in another interview that he felt Drake was a good sparring partner.
I look at Drake as like an amazing sparring partner. Someone is like, come on, man, get back up.
No, it's so interesting too. Like if we really go back in this, I know Trap Lord is gonna have it. Like there's some studio footage of like Drake and Kanye, where like Drake is kind of like fawning over Kanye for like acceptance, and I don't know when that moment where Kanye felt like Drake passed him, but at first Drake, I think Kanye was like, all right, that's like my equal. And maybe that was still tough because Drake used to look up to Kanye. But the moment that Kanye felt that Drake passed him, it was like a moment that was eating at him, but just eating at him about maybe his own inadequacies. You get what I'm saying?
It was too big, it's scary. It's like I was fine with, writing Find Your Love with Drake on his first thing until he got too big. And that was the moment where I had to adjust and deal with this new energy.
And perhaps this is why Kanye got on the defensive. Following this, we saw...
Again, I respect Kanye much more than Kendrick, at least with this one thing. If you think that Kendrick had no jealousy for Drake and this was purely competition, you gotta be an idiot, right? There was some jealousy there, right? And by the way, I'm not saying jealousy is bad because jealousy is part of human nature. But Kanye's at least very expressive and he says exactly what he's feeling. Even if you're like, yo, that's some bitch ass shit. He's going to be honest about it.
Or a snippet of the classic Kanye song, All of the Lights.
Somebody says Drake never passed Kanye. Now, I think Kanye is the greatest hip hop artist of all time, right? So don't get me wrong with that. But even though Drake's a way better rapper than he's ever been. But I think Kanye passed Drake. No, Drake passed Kanye in terms of taking the throne of being the hottest. And he did that around the time where Kanye was experimenting a lot. Like by the time 2012 comes around, Drake is the hottest thing on earth. Drake is hotter than Kanye. 2013 comes around. What did we get 2013? I forgot what album he gives us. Is it Yeezus? I know we get Life of Pablo maybe 2015 or 2016 or 17. Like, but the point is this. There was a moment where culturally and just musically, Drake was the guy. And like he passed everybody.
With a performance from Drake, but unusually, he ended up being removed from the final song. Now, apparently Drake said that he didn't really feel any type of way about this.
What I wanted to ask you about was All the Lights. Like, we had heard a leak of it and you were on the record, and then the final came out and you weren't on it. Do you know why you weren't on the final version, and do you feel a way about it?
No, I mean, Kanye's creative process is ever changing. He's one of those guys. We make music differently. I make what comes to me and I hate changing it, whereas Ye will change something 30 or 40 times to get it perfect. And I mean, it to each their own. And the change was to put all those people on it, and I wasn't one of them. That's it's completely okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, from this point on, Drake stopped seeing Kanye West as a mentor or an idol. He felt he had learned what he needed, and he began to see Kanye as competition. And so with that in mind, Drake begins his quest to try and surpass Kanye West in every single way. In September 2010, Drake is seen leaving a nightclub with Kanye's ex-girlfriend Amber Rose. But if Drake is Mr. Steal Your Girl, Kanye is Mr. Steal Your Project. Because in 2010, we saw Drake in...
Drake fuck Amber Rose? Yo, Drake, you a dog, man.
2 interviews with my uncle, Tim Westwood. Firstly, one where he discusses the prospects of a potential joint album with Lil Wayne.
Talking about me and Wayne. Exactly.
But the next time that Drizzy checked in with the...
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm unsure where... Yo, chat, should we talk about Drake and Wayne's like relationship at this point? I'm unsure where their relationship is or if it's changed at all. I don't know. Maybe they're fine. I just noticed that notoriously they feel separated. Of course, Wayne was upset about him not getting the Super Bowl nod. And subsequently then came back around and said, oh, no, I respect Kendrick and we talked. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Ain't you Drake's fans? Like, nigga, fuck that nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure if Yachty was just like, yeah, me and Kendrick got on the phone, I think Drake would be like, all right, I'm cutting you off too. I don't know. Like, I haven't seen, like, we've seen Louisiana Fest recently. I remember when Drake was on Stake during, like, one of these concerts that Wayne had. That was, like, some reunion shit. And I was like, damn, Drake, you could have went to go support your mans. And I don't know. I haven't seen them really, like, obviously, I definitely haven't seen them say nothing bad about each other. And I still think I've seen a couple comments where Drake is bigging him up, you know. But it's kind of like interesting and odd that we don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Like, I genuinely don't know if their relationship has changed or has just remained the same. And the reason why I'm saying I don't know is because Wayne's also on his own planet. Who knows? Maybe Wayne's like, what the fuck is going on? Somebody said Wayne's still cool with Drake. No, I'm not saying they're not cool. I'm just wondering. It feels like I just haven't seen even the OVO. Like, I've seen Nicki kind of support Drake. I just haven't seen. I don't know. But again, Wayne be in his own world. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. Yeah, I'm probably making. All right, you're right. I'm probably making something. I'm probably making nothing out of something, right? Or something out of nothing, right? And someone was like, "Yo, Drake, Wayne is his profile picture." That is true. Yeah. Why haven't he popped out with Wayne though, man? Like, right now would be a good time for a good nostalgia tour. Chat, let me ask y'all a question. If we're seeing about all these fake friends that Drake had, wouldn't it be the best time right now for Drake to do a tour? Which I think could be a stadium tour. Drake, Nicki, Wayne. Wow. Drake, Nicki, Wayne, stadium tour. Chat, is that not sold out everywhere? Drake, Nicki, Wayne. I still think we need that tour. Drake, Nicki, Wayne. That would be crazy. I'm actually surprised that I haven't seen Drake more lean to the Cash Money OVO shit a little bit more. Because a lot of people, I think even Nicki kind of like subliminally said this, like, yo, Drake, what you're saying now, I've been saying to these niggas. These niggas is suppressing shit. These niggas is botting shit. I've been saying that. People call me crazy, saying the barbs, blah, blah. Now you're saying it too. Sometimes when you got fake friends, listen, anytime you find out you got some fake friends, you usually get closer to family. I don't know. I feel like I want to see Drake, Wayne, Nicki a little bit. Anyway.
Big Dog Pitbull, he hinted that perhaps Jay-Z and Kanye West might have pinched that idea from him and Weezy, referring to the upcoming joint album Watch the Throne.
You know that we still got to do that album.
Yes, you still got to do that
some
album.
other guys are coming out with the album too. There's two other guys that are coming out together. Two other rappers that are coming out with an album together. I don't know where they got that idea, but
I'm very slow. Could you just break it down a bit simpler for me, please?
I caught wind of it through the grapevine. It's just like some other album coming out with two guys that are rapping on.
Can anybody help me around the story, please? Oh, those two.
So we'll see how that goes.
You mean the older guys?
Oh, I didn't say that.
I did.
They look young to me. in their movements and whatnot.
Yes, they keep it flexible.
Yes.
So, in 2011, the competitive land dropped. October 20th, now finally...
There's been a lot of rappers that came in the game that wasn't able to do something like this for their city.
Kanye actually went on to give Drake credit, saying that him and Jay-Z would have never made Watch the Throne if it wasn't for Drizzy putting... And many people at the time, Drake spoke hopes that they get to Watch the Throne, friends with Kanye kept
I'm trying to look for that moment that we could see like things switch, because there's a time Kanye's complimentary, but it looks like that relationship is kind of like, like Kanye's still Kanye. Not saying he was never Kanye, but I'm looking for that moment where we could see where Kanye's saying he was overcome with jealousy.
For
real.
Okay, yeah, like
because he was competitive.
And I need
talking about being mad that Kanye wouldn't give him beats anymore because he was competitive.
And Kanye. I can't talk about that. I ain't playing with my emotions, man. Kanye gonna piss me off, man, for real. That phone call you just had pissed me off. What? The fact that nigga wanted to remix National Attack, but he told me some whole other shit the other day about everything, get more beats for my album and something like that, because he's too busy. Oh, they about to that shit pissed me off.
We don't need that. Don't feel like you need that just because they are the guys and they are
But you know that's not why I feel that way. If he wasn't working on his own project right now and found it in himself to give me what he knows
he should give me, you know those would probably be some of the biggest records on the album.
They not gonna give it to you. They not gonna let you breathe. He coming out of that album. He don't want you to live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a competition. This is here. We love each other to death, but you felt it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
you felt it. You felt it. He just out there admitted, look. Man,
I love him. He's an idol to me.
You know what I'm saying? It's competition though. You know, it's competition. It's his ego. It's competition.
Meanwhile, what year is this? Because it looks like things start getting a little bit hazy, and it feels like, you know, it became yo. This is my man Drake. To all right, I'm competing with him, and I'm trying to get the one up on him.
Kanye was ranting on stage, referencing Drake's earlier interviews, suggesting that magazines had been trying to pit them against each other, but overall still trying to be positive.
You keep on talking about Drake and shit, and I'm gonna tell you what it is in the magazines. They always be trying to pit niggas against each other, and that ain't going down no more.
And by February 2015, it seems like they're back on good terms. Drake brought Kanye out to a show at Irving Plaza, where apparently Kanye gave him shoes. And then a week later in his Breakfast Club interview, Kanye said that the idea for the song Wolves actually came from Drake, and that at one point that was actually the title of their joint album.
The Wolves song came from a conversation that me and Drake had where we was gonna do an album together. And the album is called Wolves. Yeah, so, and that's what happened. Me and Jay started talking about Watch the Throne, and Drake went and did all the records with Wayne and did the tour, and we never did it. But I just went out and put it in the ether. I put it out in the world. Yeah, I asked him, and we talked about it, and he said, yeah, we was gonna do it. And actually, you know, he was sending beats back and forth. You know, I got this one record with Young Thug that I think we're gonna put on Rihanna album.
And not long after that, Kanye admitted in another interview that he felt Drake was a good sparring partner.
I look at Drake as like an amazing sparring partner. You know, someone's like, come on, man, get back up. Bow, get back up. What's up, bro? What you doing? Because, you know, you sit there, I was sitting there getting fat, you know, sitting back, just knocked everybody out. And then this guy hits the gym, he's just like running around like, bah, 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 14 hits. Same as Paul McCartney, bow, you know. I'm like, well, okay, let me go to the studio then. Let's see what's happening. Let me get these lyrics up. Let me see what's happening. So that's where we're at right now. That's where you're getting these records from.
So clearly they remained on good terms throughout mid-2015. They were seen partying together at Hot 97's birthday bash in Atlanta, and in June, probably the only time we're gonna see some positive beef popping off between Drake and Kanye, Ye even appeared to be manning the grill at Drake's pool party. I heard Kanye's the most controlling barbecue chef since XXXTentacion. Anywho, Kanye returned to Drake's OVO Fest in 2015, seemingly on good terms, but then out of nowhere, on December 31st, 2015, Kanye drops the track Facts, a song where he celebrates getting his Adidas deal, and dropping a lyric where he says that if Nike didn't have Drizzy, they would have nothing. Ironically following that up with another line saying that if Nike didn't have Don C, they would also have nothing. Which is it, Kanye? No, you know what, Kanye, you're actually right. If Nike didn't have Drake, Don C, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Rafael Nadal, Derek Jeter, LeBron James, Maria Sharapova, and Cristiano Ronaldo, they wouldn't have nothing. But anyway, all of this endorsement shaming had Drake moving like Drizzy Keemstar. Because a few weeks later, Drake popped off publicly, dropping his 2016 anthem Summer 16, which of course featured the iconic line, now I got a house in LA and I got a bigger pool than Ye. And look man, Ye's pool is nice, mine's just big is what I'm saying. A fact which was even confirmed by internet sleuths. But of course Kanye West, the ever mature man, had a very level-headed response when somebody pressed him on the size of his pool.
They ask you this, and keep this 1,000 with me, Kanye. Is Drake's pool really bigger than yours, Kanye?
I have 3 pools.
All right.
That's it. That's my answer.
That's it. I got you. Okay. 3 pools, ladies and gentlemen. The man.
That's dick riding. Yo, this is dick riding to an extreme level.
Kanye said he got 3 pools.
Exactly, Kanye. I actually said the same thing to my ex-girlfriend. It's not the size that matters, it's how many homies you can tap in, am I right? No? Okay. But anyway, if that wasn't enough Kanye compensating for you, only a week later did the media discover that Kanye had set plans into motion to build an enormous lake in the yard of his house, hopefully big enough for him to swim in all of his insecurities. You literally can't make this shit up, can you? So on the 14th of February, Kanye dropped The Life of Pablo, and it turned out that Drake actually worked as a ghostwriter on the tracks 40 Hours and Facts. Ironically, the same song that was...
This is where I think shit changed right here.
roasting Drake's Nike deal. And it's actually a month after that that the full version of Wolves featuring Drake actually ends up leaking. At this point, we can see they're still working together. So pool envy aside, they probably are on good terms. And those good terms seem solidified in April 2016 when Drake releases the song Pop Style featuring The Throne. In this case, The Throne of course being Jay-Z and Kanye West on the same song a la The Throne. But when this song eventually released on Drake's album, both Kanye and Jay-Z's verses had been removed, leading many to speculate that beef was a front. Kanye actually cleared things up himself in an onstage rant, suggesting that it was actually him and Jay-Z's decision to get off of the song, which they did out of respect to Meek Mill, who Drake had been beefing with at the time.
Then Jay thought about it out of respect for Meek Mill, so he didn't want to be on the track. I wasn't on this song because of hoes. Because it's a title apple bullshit.
And Drake eventually clarified that there was no hard feelings for what went down over that song, as we saw in an interview with Zane Lowe.
Jay and Kanye are on it or are not on it?
I just ended up going with my version of that song. Really, I just was trying to get Ye on it at first, and Ye just sent it to me like that, like, yo, Jay kind of just did my first few lines for me, and he was just here, and that's how we, flexed it. And
funnily enough, it was this same Zane Lowe interview where more questions.
Yo, Mr. Chronicles, I agree with you. I think Drake I definitely think Drake on All the Lights was fire too.
Were asked about those swimming pool jams directed at Kanye.
How fucking big is Kanye's pool? That's the big question. And how big does a pool have to be these days in order for it to get a name check in a record?
that was really just like some friendly neighbor bars. Me and Kanye, I take pride in being Kanye's neighbor. I take pride in our little community of Calabasas, and it was just me poking fun at living up the street from him, and never any disrespect intended. It was supposed to make
it's
people
about
laugh.
Pools,
yeah,
man. Come on, how deep are we gonna go?
Yeah,
here?
exactly. Yeah, it's like
sounds like he has a nice pool though.
He has a phenomenal pool. He has a phenomenal house. Don't ever get it twisted. His pool is like, it's got to be like half a football field or something. But mine just
yours is a football field.
Well, mine was just designed to like outdo Hugh Hefner's pool, and I succeeded.
And Drake even gave a little bit more juicy background info about their relationship, with Drake saying that sometimes they just turned up at each other's houses.
We live up the street from each other, so on any given night, I've been in my room, like just came from training, working out, and they've come in my room and been like, Ye's in the kitchen with your mom. He says he's here to like work or whatever. So, or vice versa. I'll pull up at his house and just see what he's doing.
Man, that is some Calabasas baller shit.
Oh nah, they had this competition going on. That's interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go Knox.
Okay. Interesting. All right, chat. Okay, let's keep it going. What's Drake's IG again? His plot twist IG Drake. Oh yeah, this is his burner account. Drake been on here posting a lot. He been posting. I think this is Mealy Mall's girlfriend. So Mealy Mall does a podcast with like his girlfriend. Of course, she looks exactly how I think his girl would look. And apparently, I guess Drake is poking fun at this chick. Which, by the way, I wonder how Mealy Mall feels. This chick was saying this album isn't for women. Right? Like, I think she had said
Kendrick is addressing Drake's culture vulture ways and the way that he steals from the fucking culture.
Who's calling it? However, I think supposedly she's like fucking with his music. I don't know what the fuck. Drake is really tapped in. Drake watches everything. You know what I'm saying?
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit?
Girl, go sit down. What are you doing? Ugh. Go back over there with that boom bop bing bam. Go back with him.
Songs are not for women. Look at what is being said in the songs. They weren't writing this like, oh, the hoes gonna love this.
I miss you. I'm talking to you, baby. I miss you.
Now, okay, let me address this real quick and not attack Shorty. I think this girl is like pretty much the most of social media. I've seen this recent criticism about Drake's music, and I think it has changed. So before it used to be like the simpish music where he's begging women to get off the pole. You know what I mean? Like, yo, just hold on, we're going home. Like one of those. Now his music is almost kind of like embracing what females are on, which is like most of these women are whores. and these women don't want to be saved. And instead of like trying to convince him to be in relationships, he's almost like kind of talking to him like, yo, we could fuck as long as like we just have a situation. I don't think that's Drake's making music for men. I think Drake is making music for modern women. Like, honestly, I think in 2011, Drake's music was sounding like, just hold on, we're going home, because there's been a culture shift since then. But back then it was like, yeah, you know, like saving women, like women are like these perfect, innocent, whatever. And these days, after you've seen the City Girls, the Meg Thee Stallions, you've heard the rhetoric that they all are putting out. Bitch, I'm outside. I got hoes. I got this. Like, if you're talking to them on some Prince Charming shit, like, you're fucking corny. So I think Drake's music meets women where they are now. Bunch of whores, promiscuous. They like to really, like, they claim they want whatever, but it's a bunch of bullshit. So I think Drake music is matching the times. And I guess this woman had a critique of his saying, oh, the music isn't for women, but yet she's on TikTok and she's over here loving it. Look. Okay, how do I play?
Songs are not for women. Look at what is being said in the songs. They weren't right.
Let me see if I can find Mealy Mall girlfriend. What's her name? Mealy Mall girlfriend. Oh shit. What the fuck? Mall. Alright. Damaris? Who the fuck is that? Let's see. Alright. It's actually funny that Drake even like pay attention to this type of shit. Can I even find it?
And the way that he steals from the fucking culture.
She flat ironed her bundles on 25 degrees. That really chapped my ass. And being that I'm sitting here on my couch rubbing my feet together like a moon cricket, today I have time. Now, being that you run a TikTok stan page that's dedicated to a man that wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire, I wouldn't expect you to know this. But my job as a producer and a mic on an entertainment podcast is to garner conversation from clips, which is why you're stitching something that I said a year ago without context. Damn, I'm good at my job. I should ask for a raise. You probably shouldn't have put me in that corner while having your face in the screen, because it actually...
Is this the same person? Chat, is this person this person? All right, let me move on. This chick no sorcery. I don't want her. I want to get on her bad side. She's probably a witch. Hell no, I'm good. Shorty, I want no beef with you. If she could transform from that to this over here, she this is talented. That's talent. I'm just gonna leave her alone. What the fuck? Nah, that is crazy. You tell me. Or maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong? I probably am wrong. Whatever. Holy shit. All right. Yeah, I don't know why Drake posting about this shit. Drake petty. Drake petty. Yo, Drake. Yo, could you give us an update on what happened with your beef with Dylan Brooks? Like, we've been tuned into that beef. What's the update? What's the update on the beef with you and Dylan Brooks, gang? Like, I've been tuned in. Trust. All right. Let me see what else. Did I spam some topics? Oh, Drake lawyer. Did y'all see that? Oh, man. Drake lawyer. What the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck? All right. So, give me 1 second. We got a quote here. Drake lawyer. All right. Okay. Now, not that surprised. But remember, the Breakfast Club, that's owned by iHeartMedia, were the exclusive source to report that iHeartMedia did nothing wrong. Like they were ever going to exclusively report that they did something wrong. You know what I mean? Like, imagine Grant coming out on the Akademiks TV page and be like, no, Akademiks did something wrong. Be like, Grant, what the fuck wrong with you, nigga? Right? Like, so we weren't going to get that. But do y'all remember the whole... what's the girl called? Yeah, all right, this one. Here she is. So they were reporting before that, Drake settled his lawsuit with iHeart, and basically what that meant, according to sources, I'll just play it.
Okay, so y'all remember the whole legal back and forth that Drake had happening in Texas with like iHeart, and he was alleging that Universal Music Group was paying money to iHeart radio stations over Not Like Us and boosting the streams. So there have been reports that there was an alleged settlement, but that is not what happened.
What happened?
Well, we know nobody cares about the truth and the lies more entertaining, but I need DJ Akademiks and all the Drake fan pages to gather around to get the truth regardless.
Get
okay?
the facts.
It's simple. What Drake filed against iHeart wasn't a lawsuit. What he filed was a petition.
Yes.
And it was a petition to try to make iHeart give a deposition. So Drake wasn't asking for money. He was asking for information. Right. So iHeart could not have made a payment. iHeart could negotiate to give Drake documents or something else showing they didn't do anything wrong. And once Drake received those documents and saw that there was nothing there, he could agree to drop his petition. And that's exactly what happened. Okay, he simply dropped his petition because after he saw what he needed to see, he realized iHeart was not engaged in any of the actions that he was accusing them of. End of story. And I know Drake fan pages won't run with that because it's not as entertaining as saying, iHeart settled with Drake for money and Drake was right all along. But, no, your guy Drake simply dropped the lawsuit or dropped the petition because there was nothing there.
Okay. By the way, reported by the Breakfast Club owned by iHeart. We then saw another iHeart employee say, to be clear on iHeart's statement on Drake's petition, here's an updated statement from iHeart. In exchange for documents that showed nothing that iHeart did was wrong, Drake agreed to drop the petition. No payments were made by either one of us. Now, that was very interesting because finally Drake's lawyer is at least doing some PR job on some Alex Spiro shit. Says Texas-based iHeartMedia says it settled the dispute with Drake over Kendrick after demonstrated that it did nothing wrong. Drake had alleged in a legal petition in November that iHeart received illegal payments from UMG to boost radio airplay for Not Like Us. UMG is a parent record label for both Kendrick and Drake. San Antonio-based iHeartMedia initially declined to comment on the settlement, which was revealed last week in court documents. The media company released an updated statement Saturday. And let's see. In exchange for documents that showed iHeart did nothing wrong, Drake agreed to drop his petition. No payments were made by either one of us, the statement said. A representative for Drake disputed iHeart's statement on Tuesday, saying that the company has not provided a single document as of yet to Drake, let alone any information that showed they did nothing wrong. Now, I would also like to, as I said, if you're going to tell the story, you got to tell it all. The Breakfast Club is not going to report this. The Breakfast Club, again, is owned by iHeartMedia. It would not behoove them in the interest of them having a job or having a entity that's owned by the iHeart to report on statements that call out the company that own you as a liar. Okay? Now, is Drake telling the truth? Is the lawyers telling the truth? Or is iHeart telling the truth? I don't give a fuck. Just to let people know. I'm not here to say Drake is right. I don't like the lawsuit. I've always said that. But we do realize there's so many different angles here. And for me, this is a expose of media, right? You can't expect the media company that is going to be reporting about itself to say anything that's contrary to make itself look guilty. In exchange for documents that show blah, 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 that a representative for Drake disputed, say they have not gotten any information that would show that they did nothing wrong, okay? Says this back and forth is silly. Drake dropped the petition. We did nothing wrong. End of story. So now iHeartMedia has came up with another statement saying, the back and forth is silly. Drake dropped the petition. We did nothing wrong. End of story, okay? By the way, that statement was sassy already, but okay, cool. In a document filed in court, attorneys for Drake said the rapper had reached an amicable resolution. The dismissal was done with prejudice, means Drake would not be able to refile the petition against the company. A hearing on a motion by UMG lawyers to dismiss was changed to March 24th, according to records filed last week. Okay. Drake's petition also alleges that I think they also put the Super Bowl performance in the new lawsuit, not petition. So the lawsuit versus UMG for basically defamation and other things, they do put the fact that the song was performed at the Super Bowl in it, and we will see. Again, I'm not a fan of the lawsuit. I wouldn't sit here and defend that lawsuit at all, but we will see about the legal ramifications of it. I think iHeart's in an interesting position. Y'all are getting investigating for payola. Not the greatest place to be. I think Spotify probably have a salty taste in their mouth. Pause. I think that's the reason why they're not supporting Drake as much. Like, yo, this bitch nigga, I would imagine they're saying this is bitch nigga who we've supported and given all type of, preferential treatment over the years. He loses a fucking rap battle and he thinks it's all us. Fuck him. You know what I mean? We're not giving him no more preferential treatment, blah, 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 blah. That's what I'm thinking. iHeart's a little bit different because, number one, Drake doesn't get mad radio airplay unless it's really pushed by the labels. Let me bring that back because somebody's going to say, what the fuck? Drake don't get mad radio. He gets top tier radio airplay. And by the way, we can't say that it's ever changed. You know what I mean? I know people are complaining about the lack of radio airplay for Some Sexy Songs for You. It's only a few weeks, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think you got to blame that on the label. I think the label is just dragging their feet for whatever reason. I don't know. But would iHeart feel a way about Drake moving like how he moved? Of course. Of course it would feel a way. Yeah, Drake, nigga, what the fuck? Why are you trying to put pressure on us? Now we're getting probed by the feds. What the fuck is going on? So I get that. All right. Alrighty then. Interesting thing that came up was apparently looked like LeBron James has reposted a reel that seemingly has a Drake song over the reel. Now, LeBron James posted a reel from Ball is Life that showcased a highlight reel of his son, pretty much like doing layups. Check this out.
Yeah, come to the stage and show me some love. You know I'm coming, I'm giving it up. Ain't spinning enough. Hey, I miss you. I'm talking to you,
baby. Now, to put this in perspective, LeBron James averages about an impressive 5.5 points allegedly on his team. I actually do like Bryce. I think Bryce could be the future of the league. I think him averaging less than 10 points don't mean a motherfucking thing. He got LeBron James DNA, and if anything, he could go on the Bronny path. So I think his sons are gonna turn out just fine. However, is LeBron trying to get back on the Drake train? Right? Is he trying to, trying to pop back out with Drizzy? I don't know. I think LeBron is actually playing this pretty well. As much as LeBron has taken subtle shots, he's done nothing to make it seem like he's mad at Drake. We haven't even heard, which usually we hear all type of questions in a post-game press conference. We haven't heard not one journalist ask him about Drake that he could give his opinion. So I think he's playing it good. I don't think LeBron looks weird or corny or nothing at all. If anything, I think this actually leaves open the option that in the future, LeBron could come out and say, yeah, me and Drake are cool. We always been cool. Now, it got weird at a little point, but we're good. I think LeBron is the ultimate professional. And one thing with LeBron, he don't crash out. One thing I give LeBron, he do not crash out. I think Drake did more crashing than LeBron. Like with the Fighting Irish song, I think Drake did more crashing than LeBron. And I think LeBron, I know some people are going to be like, this is a repost. There's mad collages of his sons doing layups. I seen a collage of Bronny James catching rebounds. Anything LeBron James kids does on the court is a highlight reel, bro. So he knows what he's doing. He knows that this was a Drake song that was like an overlay or a song for the reel. He knew what he was doing. I think he's just kind of sending the message like, yo, bro, yo, I get it. Drake's going through some shit, but he taking it dumb serious. It's not that serious to me. I still throw up a song, or I still throw up a reel that has a song because I'm not that in my feelings. And if he's don't want to be cool with me, whatever. But I still like his music. So that's why I took it as. LeBron's still saying I like his music. You get what I'm saying? Now, me as Drake, of course I would say fuck that nigga. Then shit. In the moments that you're going through it the most, you want your friends to show themselves. I think LeBron has just kind of completely showed Drake that I fuck with you, but I fuck with other people too. And I mean, people have, I seen somebody should throw up the tweet where LeBron back in 2014 was begging Kendrick to drop what became Untitled Unmastered. I get that too. So it looked like Drake had, LeBron had a good relationship with both of them, right? LeBron, Untitled, Unmastered. And I'm going to be honest with you, as much as I fuck with Drake, it's like, dude, you got a tattoo of him. He don't got no tattoo of you. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest here. Like, Drake might have had a one-sided relationship. He might have been like...
So Drake and Kanye West have a very interesting relationship. I think Kanye West just... I don't know what's wrong with Kanye West, honestly. Kanye West wants to be the underdog in every situation. When Diddy was up and cool, everyone likes Diddy. He was against Diddy. Now Diddy's down, he's with Diddy. He hates Drake. Now that Drake is down, like everyone hates him. Now he's with Drake. I don't understand Kanye West's mindset. He wants to be the underdog. He wants to, I don't know, to be on the losing team. He wants to like go against what everyone else is thinking. Like, I don't know, bro. I genuinely think Kanye West needs mental help and he's not all the way there. But everyone's going to sit there and call him a genius because they love his music. So, hey, man, it's not really arguing Kanye West. It's your boy Big Act News. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'm